The Forgotten Cabin Resurgence. Years had passed since that fateful night in the haunted cabin, yet the memories remained etched like scars on their souls. Jake and Sarah had done their best to move on, but the supernatural horrors they encountered continued to haunt their dreams. They had lost touch with each other, each seeking solace in distant corners of the world, trying to forget the darkness that had nearly consumed them. One stormy evening, Sarah received a cryptic letter. It bore no return address, only a simple message scrawled in ink that seemed to shimmer in the dim light. "It's back." Heart pounding with dread, Sarah knew immediately what it meant. The cabin, their nightmare, had returned to haunt them. Without hesitation, she packed a bag and embarked on a journey back to the forest where it all began. Meanwhile, Jake, now a seasoned journalist investigating paranormal phenomena, stumbled upon reports of inexplicable occurrences in the same forest. The stories spoke of eerie whispers in the wind, sightings of shadowy figures lurking among the trees, and a pervasive sense of dread that drove even the most seasoned hikers away. Driven by a mixture of curiosity and lingering fear, Jake followed the trail back to the cabin. As he approached, the familiar sense of foreboding washed over him like a tidal wave. The cabin stood before him, seemingly unchanged yet radiating an aura of malevolence that sent chills down his spine. Inside, Sarah had already arrived, her flashlight casting shaky beams of light across the dusty floor. The air was thick with the scent of damp wood and decay, and the silence was oppressive, broken only by the occasional creak of the old structure. They exchanged wary glances, the unspoken memories of their shared terror hanging heavily between them. Together, they ventured deeper into the cabin, their footsteps echoing in the hollow emptiness. In the cellar, they found traces of a dark ritual. An altar adorned with symbols older than time itself, candles burnt down to stubs, and the faint residue of something ancient and malevolent. Sarah's breath caught in her throat as she recognized the eerie similarities to their first encounter. As they searched for answers, whispers began to fill the air, insidious voices urging them to leave, warning of dire consequences if they dared to stay. But they pressed on, driven by a need to uncover the truth and put an end to the curse that had plagued them for so long. Hours passed in tense silence until they stumbled upon an old journal hidden beneath a loose floorboard. Its pages were filled with the desperate scribblings of previous visitors who had fallen victim to the cabin's sinister allure. One entry, dated decades ago, spoke of a ritual gone awry, of sacrifices made in desperation to appease a darkness that hungered for souls. As they read, the cabin seemed to come alive around them, its walls pulsating with unseen energy. Shadows danced on the periphery of their vision, and the air grew colder with each passing moment. Suddenly, a piercing scream shattered the silence, reverberating through the cabin like a primal roar of anguish. Sarah and Jake turned, their hearts pounding in terror, only to find themselves face to face with Lena, or what appeared to be her ghostly apparition. Lena's eyes, once full of life, now held only sorrow and despair. She spoke of a pact made with the darkness, of a sacrifice that bound her spirit to the cabin for eternity. Tears streamed down Sarah's cheeks as she realized the truth. They had never truly escaped the cabin's grasp. Together, Sarah and Jake vowed to break the curse once and for all. Armed with newfound knowledge and a determination born of desperation, they performed a ritual of their own, invoking ancient forces to banish the malevolent presence from the cabin. In a blinding flash of light, the darkness that had plagued them for so long seemed to retreat, leaving behind an eerie stillness that filled the cabin. They watched, breathless with relief, as Lena's spirit faded into the ether, finally at peace. As dawn broke over the horizon, Sarah and Jake emerged from the cabin, weary but victorious. The forest around them seemed brighter, the air lighter, as if the curse that had plagued them had finally been lifted. But as they walked away, their footsteps echoing in the quiet of the morning, they knew deep down that the cabin's story was far from over. Its secrets lay buried in the shadows, waiting for another unsuspecting soul to uncover its dark legacy. And they vowed to never forget. The Forgotten Cabin would always hold a place in their memories, a testament to the enduring power of fear and the resilience of the human spirit.